Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the latest of our webinars. My name is Dan Woodford and today I'm going to be talking to you about managing your foreign associates efficiently. I work for Pacama, which develops a platform called the Pacama Community, which was built for IP professionals to help them to network and work together well, and of course in doing so it will help them to work more efficiently. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about efficiency. I'm going to show you a couple of slides and then I'm going to go on and extend that conversation, or maybe it's a monologue, I don't know, across the Pacama Community platform. You can see a little bit about how it may help you. So thank you very much for joining us. We have with us today paralegals, and we also have attorneys, and we could well have some other people who are just interested in what we're up to. Thank you all very much for joining us. We hope you'll find this an interesting webinar. I like to get through these things quite quickly. I know everyone is short of time, and that's obviously what Pacama is good for. But I will talk a little bit more about efficiency, then we'll go and look briefly at the product. But it's really about beginning a conversation, I think. I'm available to contact on LinkedIn, I'm available on Skype, you'll have my email address. Get in touch with me and we can carry on this conversation by email or Skype or telephone, whatever suits you best. Also to let you know that we are starting up a LinkedIn Paralegals group, just a networking thing to allow you to meet each other online, to start discussing some of the issues that you face, what you get up to at work, your best practice, all that kind of thing. So if you are interested in that, then please complete the post-webinar survey that will circulate, or just drop me an email and we'll get you invited to that. So you filled out a form before you were invited to the webinar, and we asked you a little bit about what you wanted us to cover. Now obviously the title is covers efficiency, so let's talk briefly about that. Where do you spend your time when you are working on your IP cases? Now we all know that finding foreign associates in new or unusual jurisdictions can be a time-consuming process. You're having to Google, you're having to network or ask for recommendations. You're then having to sound out these firms and try and figure out whether you can trust them, whether you want to work with them. Now that's something that we're working very hard to eradicate, that slow process of finding the right associate for you, for the slow process of getting a quotation or finding out what their costs are, and in doing so we hope to reduce time spent on that. What we're also offering is you to have a place where all of these foreign associates are located online. It's easy to locate with them, it's easy to communicate with them, and along with that you will have a repository of all your cases, so all the ones that are open and outgoing, all the ones that are open or closed or that are incoming to your practice, and along with those you will be able to see the email discussions that were associated with that case. A couple of people put in their comments that they wanted to make their boss happy. I don't know if that's serious. I think in many ways we all want to make our bosses happy. We want to make our working environment more pleasant. By starting to make yourself more efficient, to working in a better and more streamlined way, you can be more productive. If your boss doesn't appreciate you being more productive, then maybe there's not much we can do for you, but certainly if you start seeing reciprocal work coming in as a result of signing up to Pacama, then I think they may well sit up and take notice at that point. So again, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for listening to my opening section. I'm going to move on now and show you the Pacama platform. Some of you I know have already signed up for an account, so it may help explain a little bit about what we're doing with it and how it works. For those of you who are completely new to the system, then bear with me and you'll see that some of the features that we've got should make your working life a little bit more easy. Okay, so we're going to move over to the Pacama community page. I'll just do that now. Here we are. Some of you may recognize this. So from here, if you haven't got an account, I'll just quickly run through the sign up process, as I know that's what some of you will want to do, and I can explain a little bit more about the platform once we've gone through that. So I'll stick my email address in and obviously fill out my details. This is just like any other sign up process you've seen before. You can add your firm name there. You can change these details later if that would be helpful for you. You can put your business type in here, and as I'm speaking to a lot of paralegals today, we'll put paralegal in there today. Click on I'm done. You can obviously upload a photo. We'd really recommend that. I'm not going to do that now, just purely for timing purposes. But if you want to attract people to work with you, we have found that people prefer to interact over our platform if there's an image there. Now it could be your company logo that you upload rather than a sort of a business profile shot. That's up to you. Right, so that should have sent an email out to us. There we go. Let's just pop this back in here. We can imagine that I've clicked on that link, and it's going to allow us to log back in with our new account details. As you can see below, you can hook up your LinkedIn account or your Google account to log in as well, if you'd rather do that. Save you remembering another password maybe. So once you've logged in, immediately you're taken to the Find a Supplier page. Now the assumption is that when you come to our site, it's because you're looking to send a case or to get a foreign associate to do some work for you. Now you can choose a category. It might be patent or trademark. Let's say a patent in the European Patent Office, and you want to file an application. And when you've selected those, then what you'll be presented with is a list of firms and suppliers who have registered with the system and listed themselves. So you can go through here and you can select anyone. So specifically if I suppose a paralegal had been asked to go off and find a foreign associate in an unusual or new jurisdiction where they hadn't worked with, then the efficiency saving here really is that here's a list of people who are registered with a jurisdiction, that they tell you what services they've got, and you can start communicating with any of those people. So I'll just show you quickly how you do that. I'm going to go to our test jurisdiction. I'm actually going to change back to trademarks. Click on that. And so we could come along and say, all right, okay, I like the look of this guy. His response time is quick. He's got a good score, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. These are some of the areas of expertise that he offers, and we'll click on this one as well down here, and they both look good. So at this point we'll click on request introductions, and here we can put in a message. Now if you were looking to ask for quotations from a number of potential suppliers, this would allow you to put information in saying, please quote me for this trademark in your jurisdiction. You could upload a file, attach a file to it with a little more detail, and obviously populate that with your message. Now when you click on the next button here, what the system does is it automatically sends an email, the same email out to, in this case, the two foreign associates that we selected here. So there's one up here, that's the conversation there, and the other one down here with an equivalent conversation or the same conversation. Now, what's very nice down here is we've got a delivery tracker, so you can see who it is that's read that message, and when they reply to their message, either from within the Pacama platform or via email, then that message will come back in here. So all your messaging is grouped together. It's very easy for you to have a look and see what cases you've got open and track the conversation and the status of where you've got to in that conversation. Now for this one we haven't got it, these are test accounts, I haven't got anyone replying to me, but if we assume that Jason here had sent me a reply and we're happy with the quotation and we like the look of him and we think that he can do the job that we want, then we can click send instructions. Now sending instructions will send him a message saying that we would like to instruct him, but it will also send a message to the other people we asked for a quotation, a message saying that, you know, thanks very much, but we won't be working with you this time. So, you know, that's a couple of clicks as opposed to doing this via your email client, where you would, you know, have to send emails off to all the people who had offered you quotations and saying sorry but thanks. So there's a little more efficiency there. So let's click on instruct now and carry on there. And what this has done is this has moved the case into our outgoing cases page. Now it's, as you can see, it's quite straightforward. There's a picture of the guy we're working with, the name of the case, the status here that it's been sent. You can click a button to withdraw instructions. You can even archive it at this point. You can click on it and that will open the conversation that you've been having with your foreign associate. So it's all nicely in one place. And you know, the good thing here is if we were, I'm going to switch to another account, another one of our demo accounts. And here we can see all the outgoing cases from this account, and you've got them all nicely listed there in one place. You can easily see the status of them. It allows you to archive them. You can sort them by clicking on the search here and saying, right, let's have a look at all the ones that were completed, or let's have a look at all the ones that have been confirmed or are in the draft status, and that obviously gives you a very nice visual overview. Furthermore, you can click on any of these, open them up, and you can see the conversation that occurred when you were negotiating this or when you were communicating. This is obviously really useful with a conversation that has been populated fully rather than these test ones. But it's worth mentioning that all of this communication can happen by using your standard email client. As long as you copy in or send the messages through the Pacama system, they will all end up in here, and so you've got a very quick and easy reference point there. So that's our other test account. Now if I go back to the one that we just set up, what a lot of you will be wanting to do is to set yourself up as a supplier. By doing that, you will be listed as being available to have work sent to on the Pacama platform. Now I haven't mentioned anything about fees or cost. There is no cost or fees associated with this, but it does mean that you will then be available to receive reciprocal work. So on this Become a Supplier page, you can go through, you can select your practice area, whatever jurisdiction it is that you work in, so and then you can put in a service charge there. So if we add that, now we're now listed when people are searching within Germany for a patent attorney to file a patent, our name will come up in the list that we saw at the beginning of this part of the demonstration. And you know, along with that, as we saw, we can have our logo on there. We can go in and add some information about our firm's expertise, a link to the firm's website. Now, I mentioned briefly as well the scoring. Um, the scoring, the system is very much built on reputation. If you want to get yourself at the top of that list, so you're easier to find, you need to boost your score. The most straightforward way of boosting your score is to send work through the platform, and we've tried to make that process as simple as possible. I've shown you how to do that. If you need to ask questions, then you can. But sending cases through the platform, having those cases accepted by foreign associates, will give you a big boost to your score. In doing so, your profile will rise. You will go up the list of attorneys in a particular jurisdiction. Along with that, we have our community details down here for our community score. And if I switch back to our filled out account down here, this guy here, he's filled out pledges to community members. You need to read through that and see what it is that you're willing, but it shows that you have a commitment towards the platform, and that gives people the confidence that you will work closely with the platform, that you will send work and receive work and be happy to communicate with it. And that gives you, it help build your reputation. It should help people select you when they're looking for work. Now, I just another couple of parts as well to this. If we click on boosting community score here, there are ways of doing that, as I've just discussed. Starting a new case, the button here, you can refer an attorney now. So if you know someone who you think might benefit from using this platform, or you don't even have to think that, just somebody you work with, you can click to refer them to the platform. If they sign up, you get a score boost. And that's true for inviting your team members. Now, just a brief mention of team members, because I know we've got quite a few paralegals working here, is that what we found on the platform is that a partner within a firm has generally been the person to sign up to the platform, but they don't want to handle the day-to-day communication or interaction with the platform. So by inviting your team members, you will give them full access to the site to allow them to look at the incoming cases and outgoing cases, to choose it, helping find a supplier and sending work or asking through for quotations. Then that partner or more senior person within the practice can then log in and have a look at those quotations all in one place. They can see the status of all the cases. We think that's a really efficient way of working. You're not reliant on, here are the emails forwarded to you, here is this information, that information on different platforms. Here it is all in one place. Here's the communication for each case. Here are the people we're thinking of sending work to, and here they all are, all your cases in outgoing cases or in incoming cases. So this is the way we think that efficiency savings can be made in your work, by basically collating all this information, presenting it to you in an easy to understand way, and to tying in your communication to that as well. That and getting your name as a firm into the Pacama community, showing what services you're available, and when you need to send work overseas and you don't have time or the resources to find the foreign associates that you're looking for, then here they all are grouped together under Find a Supplier. You know that their reputation is good. You can see whether they're interacting with the platform, and if they are, that they will be their score will be going up, and therefore they can be trusted. If you do work with anyone, then they'll be saved under My Experts, and so next time you want to work with them, then you can just click on these experts down there and start again. Okay, so I think that covers the demo of the product. I mentioned before, and I'll mention again that what we're really keen to do is to talk to people. We want to hear back from you if you've watched this webinar, and we want to know what you thought of it. We want to talk to you on the phone or by email or by Skype or whatever platform suits you best, and try and understand if what we're doing you believe we can add value to your practice, and we can save you time and make you work more efficiently. You know, that's what we're endeavoring to do. We think we've got a really good product here to allow you to do that. So please do get in touch. This video will be on YouTube, is on YouTube. You know, you can comment below it. There are my email details. Please get in touch, and let's continue the conversation. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to talking to you. Goodbye.